James Helder, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. With me, I've got Carl Frampton. We're back in Belfast, the home of the Jackal. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Excited to be fighting in Belfast again.
It don't seem that long since you was here. Does it seem that long to yourself since you fought back?
Yeah, it does. It does. I've been busting to get back. Obviously, my last 4 fights have been on the road. We kind of nearly made Manchester like Belfast when I fought Quake, but there's just something special about Belfast and the lead up to the fight and fight week, and I'm excited. I'm excited about getting it on again, back in the Odyssey.
Let's talk a little bit about Andres Gutierrez.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about him?
I think he's a good fighter. He's aggressive. He's young. He's only 23. Very good record. He turned pro, I think, when he was 15. Tough, typical Mexican. Hard defense to break down. I've seen him getting almost poleaxed about 2014 by an uppercut. With about a minute and a half left, I think it was the second round early on in the fight, and he got up and won on points. Good powers of recovery, and he's got youth on his side, and a big puncher obviously too, so I'll need to be switched on. He seems up for it, he seems confident, but we'll see what happens on the night.
Rumours are that Leo Santa Cruz didn't want to fight him at super bantamweight. Did you hear that rumour going about?
I heard that. I heard that Leo didn't want anything to do with him at super bantamweight, and I think, to be honest, I don't think maybe Leo's team didn't want anything to do with him. I think Leo's a brave guy and he'd fight anyone, but again, I don't think Leo's team wanted anything to do with me up until I get dropped by Alejandro Gonzalez. So but this kid's good. He should be an undefeated fighter. He's 1 loss on his record to Christian Majarez, but if you watch that fight, he didn't lose it. So I'll need to do it my best, and I think that I will be.
Are you over the disappointment of not getting that rubber match with Leo Santa Cruz, that third fight?
I kind of knew it wasn't going to happen for a while anyway. It'll happen at some point in the future. It has to. You know, you can't really leave it at 1-1. So I think it'll happen at some point in the future. But again, I need to get rid of this guy first, and if I don't, kind of puts the Santa Cruz fight further away. So I need to beat Alejandro Gonzalez. I need to look impressive doing it as well, and. The signs are good in training, you know. I'm sparring well, I'm back to my old self. I'm not trying to knock people out in sparring. I'm using my feet and up on my toes, and hopefully I can carry that through and continue to do that on the 29th.
Now, as well as the tweets about fighting and this and that, we've seen more egg in a cup tweets than anything else. Yeah. What is all this egg in a cup business?
Egg in a cup, mate. It's a delicacy in Belfast, but there's not a lot of ingredients involved, but it's hard to get it right, and but I'm good at it. I can get it right. So
now you're in camp. Do you wipe the egg in a cup?
No, egg in a cup. You can get away with egg in a cup in camp. It's just egg and a bit of butter. So I have plenty of egg in a cup in camp. So I don't know. I was eating it before the Santa Cruz fight in Vegas when he beat me. So maybe I'll stay off it this time. Maybe that was the problem. Too much egg in a cup, but no, I don't know. It's good. Have you tried it?
My nan used to give it to me when I was a little kid,
great, yeah.
and I used to get absolutely ridiculed by my friends in London, because obviously we don't tend to serve eggs in cups normally, but yeah.
But no, yeah, I suppose you could put it in a bowl, but it's better in a cup, isn't it?
If you are successful, are you going to look to then go the Gary Russell Jr. route, or would you like to push for the Leo Santa Cruz fight?
Well, the Santa Cruz fight is the one that I want because he's the only man that's beaten me, but it's just leaving other options open for us, and Gary Russell is a tremendous fighter, but if that fight materialises before a Santa Cruz fight, it's another fight that I'd be happy to take. Look, I want to be a world champion again. I don't like this feeling of people calling me a former world champion all the time. I want to be a world champion. If it has to be Gary Russell or Selby or Valdez, Santa Cruz, or maybe Mares, if Mares beats Santa Cruz, because that's not an easy fight.
Can you see Mares beating him?
He may, but I don't think so. I think that it wouldn't surprise me if he did, but I think that Santa Cruz should win that fight. But I want him because he beat me, but I want to be a world champion too.
Why do you think people are reluctant to mention Oscar Valdez? He seems to be the least mentioned of all the champions.
I don't know. I think that it's a difficult fight. I think if you look at the champions, Selby, tough fight. I think Selby, if I'm being honest, I like Lee, but I think out of all the champions, he's probably the weakest at the minute. I think that Gary Russell and Leo are probably the strongest at the minute. I think Valdez is somewhere in between them two and Selby. You know, he's a ferocious fighter, but he looks like he's easy enough to hit. He looks wide open, so I'd be happy to take that fight. But you know, he's a top-ranked fighter. Would he come here to Belfast?
It'd have to be big PPV, wouldn't it?
It would have to be. It'd have to be a pay-per-view event, and it would have to be pay-per-view for Santa Cruz as well to bring him here. So we'll see. But I'm confident that we'll get big names once I get past this guy.
Now you've got a huge following here. You've only got to tell by the press conference some numbers here than there are at some fights. To be honest, let's be real.
It's huge.
How do you repay these people in the future?
To be fighting at home, I want to fight at home. You know, Barry mentioned that this may be the last time I fight at home. I hope that that's not the case, but you never know what happens in this game. I want to fight at Windsor Park, and that's a dream of mine. It couldn't happen this time, but I'd be disappointed if I reflect on my career and it never happened. So I want to fight at home, and disappointed because people will miss out on tickets. But
fan zone potentially for these people. Will there be something set up? It's not the same, but it's next
it's not the
thing,
same, but it's the next best thing, and we'll look to put a big screen up somewhere in Belfast City Centre, and hopefully the people that do miss out on tickets will get a wee bit of a buzz. You know, there's nothing like being in the arena on the night, but it's a close second best, I think.
Carl Frampton, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all your fans as well being so kind to us on the IFL TV. Thank you very much.
All right, no problem.